So the big stocks, really Apple and Tesla, are starting to come apart. Here we are with the S&P, and we've, to me, I always talk about the markets in terms of energy. And we've had an energy flow that has gone directionally pretty good for, some time from 4,400. I mean, we did have this pullback here, but, really since 4,100 to 3,600, it's been a straight flush. And typically when you kind of play around old lows, yeah, you may take them out, but then they kind of re-challenge and they got to kind of play around here. So it's just, again, we're going into a new month. And also we have midterms beginning of next month. Midterms historically has provided a relief rally. So, what are you doing here? It's very volatile, very chaotic. We're still, I think, very much in down markets. There's still much lower to go. We're in the middle of this kind of megaphone top, and it could go here first before it goes there, and here, there, and everywhere. So it's all about risk reward. I always say that every day. It's waiting for a collection of prices where you can feel confident to go again. And whenever the energy is kind of dissipated, to get short here is very tricky. I mean, again, it's all about risk reward. You get short here, fine. Where's your stop loss? Anywhere is just arbitrary. Pick a level, it's arbitrary. So I always like to wait for things to happen where you get a pullback and maybe you get another pattern here, you get some price action, and now you can understand if you get short here, what your risk reward is. So we're kind of like in the middle of the tennis court now, whether, you're not at the front, you're not at the back. This is still a downtrending market. I still expect rallies on balance to dissipate, but there's all kinds of opportunity. It's like that beach ball. You kind of put a beach ball further and further underwater, you let your hand off, you have some kind of bounce, and you can have extraordinary rallies. So this is the difficulty now. If you're not there for the wedding, you don't want to be there for the funeral. So wait, let the market sort itself out. So we're kind of in this megaphone top here, and I do think eventually we're going there, 3,000, 3,100, what have you. But at the same time, we're at this proverbial kind of support level. And so, you just may need a pullback of energy. You could go all the way back to 3,900. People get all excited on these rallies. They suck you in for one more time, and then they get another plunge. And so I do think that there is a relief rally coming somewhere. The thing is, we close right at the low of the week. So to my mind, look, I mean, you could have something that sustains itself. But typically when you close at the low, you typically go through that low and then you consolidate it. So we're going to open higher here, and it's random. The thing is, you just had straight down. And so now, a risk reward trade is not very favorable. You have to wait for more time, wait for the market to kind of collect itself and find, an area where you can understand risk and reward. So I do think we are going lower. I do think that we have 3,000 in our front or rear view mirror, what do you want to call it? But how it gets there, could be something like that. So, or, we come into December, we get an enormous rally, and then we do that. So how we get there is, one thing. So again, we're just in this 3,600. Everybody's been watching this thing. We got, a hair under it. I think we violated a historic norm. We've been violating, there's all these statistics are violating prior historical things. And it was, I saw one statistic, I think it was by Sam Stovall. He's a technician, and he said there's never been a 50% retracement off the low, which we have here, and then the S&P made a new low. Not since World War II have we had a 50% retracement followed by a new low. Well, last week we got that. So we're seeing all kinds of records broken. So I think there is something, some big bad boogeyman out here. We have not seen the last chapter of this. This is going to play out, and it's probably going to get ugly before it gets better. So, you chase these rallies at your peril. They could end very quickly and what have you. But, where it's here now, you're kind of in between support and resistance, and it's a pretty random event to handicap, what's going on right here. We've had all kinds of bearish price patterns tell us that, we're almost at the beginning of this triangle, not too far. So 3,500 actually would give us an area of better support. So we're seeing a rally today. I'm not sure whether it holds or not. Doesn't really matter. Dow Jones made a new low on June, even last week, and we've just continued to collapse. And there's this kind of downward trending megaphone, if you will, which suggests that we still have lower levels to go. So, I think we come at least to this, just a hair under 27,000, and then we could get a significant bounce. But then I do think we're probably likely going to go lower again. So, we're at this area where, it is pretty treacherous in here. So, it's, this was fertile. Now it's random. And when it gets random, you just really need to back off, or, just, if you want to play, just play with much smaller risk. What's going on? Tesla's coming off today. I think Tesla could finally be rolling over. I've been waiting for this thing this to me was a bubble market. This was going to burst, and it appears, there's some factory order imbalance or whatever. I don't care about all that stuff. This thing technically has looked like it's been in trouble for a long time. So to me, pattern precedes trajectory. And so, this double top with the word top in it tells me that this is topped out. And then there was this area of supply right around the 310, 3. So you can see we had, an area over here, and then hit the same area, and, we have the same supply. So now we're about down 14, 15 bucks on the opening. And, this 240 is the long-term trend line. And I imagine, we start taking that out, we could watch this thing get taken apart. So the big stocks, really Apple and Tesla, are starting to come apart. These things have been holding up. They've been holding up the markets. And it's also confidence, right? So these big market cap stocks have been also confidence in the market. And once, the biggest guys on the block start getting, black eyes, then, the bullies feel like they can pick on them a little easier. So that's what's happening. And Apple really is, I kind of said in my video report yesterday that Apple's a bowling ball on top of a pencil. And that's what's been holding up the markets. It was the largest market cap stock. It was always going up despite the carnage that was going on. But now we're starting to see things change in Apple, and that could have huge ramifications for the market, the metrics, and the psychology. So, we're a hair's breadth away from this support level, whatever it is, the low 130s. And, we may, kick and scream around here, but eventually I think this thing looks like it's very vulnerable for a major, and so to me, the way, you know, where Apple goes, so goes the market. And, you know, we have these, you know, here was the double top all the way back in December, January. Here was another top, triple top. And now you basically come through the neckline there. And, you know, we're also got this kind of ascending, broadening pattern. So, you know, to me, first stop is probably 100. But, you know, once these markets get going, they usually overshoot. And I feel like, you know, Apple looks like it's ready to just get detonated here, that people will abandon it and the psychology could get really, really ugly. So Apple and Tesla, number 1 and 2 shorted stocks out there. Maybe the fact that they're so shorted, you know, will invite some kind of relief rally. But to me, you know, just sell into those rallies should they occur. So you can see, yeah, 45 is 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there. So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts. I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.